You know, growing up, one of my favorite parts about having sleepovers was bringing friends or cousins along. And this floor plan allows you to do exactly that. Let's kick it off with the Dinette. This right here is what makes this one so great for the kids being able to bring friends, right? Because this gives you extra sleeping capacity. A lot of people have this misconception that in a Dinette, you're going to be able to sit more people, and that's not necessarily true. I mean, you know, if you look, if kind of where my legs are located here, and if you have the same thing on the other side, you know, you're fitting 3, maybe 4 people in here, which is about what you're going to get in a standard dinette. The difference, however, is when you drop this bed down or this table, you get a huge sleeping space where you can generally sleep 1 to 2 adults, and again, making it that much easier to be able to sleep kids. You will also see easy access storage there. Just open the door up and you can get right underneath rather than having to lift the cushions up to access anything in there. Big windows here as well to let in some natural light, USB ports there, and then some super comfortable seating right next to that, the theater seating. Now, while this isn't, you know, necessarily conducive to having a ton of family seating, the thing I do like about this is you have kind of 2 prime spots for movie night, and everyone else can kind of sit around the Dinette. And what I have seen done is you can drop this down and just kind of put a bunch of pillows back here and have like this big seating area. So it's just like one big line of seating across this entire slide, which is pretty cool. You also see kind of the TV dinner trays. I do like those just from a standpoint that it reminds me again of growing up. You know, being able to eat in the living room was always one of my favorite things because normally it wasn't allowed. But with those right there, you kind of get that same feeling. And then the TV is right across the way. You have the entertainment center right there, and then some big storage underneath. Even though it's low, I do like the fact there is a wardrobe in here so you can hang things up, as well as some additional storage right over here to this side. And if we come around over here, you will see again a little bit of additional storage right there. Now, oftentimes what I see in this floor plan that I prefer actually a little bit is that you have a big pantry right here, and then the entertainment center doesn't have quite as much storage. I kind of prefer that just because you get such a deep pantry, and I think it's more usable storage, but I want to know your thoughts. Do you like having it here? Do you like having it around the side? Let me know in the comments. Moving into the kitchen, though, we get the Envision suite of appliances. You know, I don't necessarily have a particular take on Envision. I don't think it's great. I don't think it's terrible. I think it's right in the middle, as are, again, kind of most RV appliances, right? But it is going to be 10.7 cubic foot, so it is on the bigger end of your 12-volt refrigerators. Well, I shouldn't say that. It's in that middle range, right? You're either going to get like a 10 exactly or 10.7, so it is that 10.7. But the thing I do like about this one is that the freezer is on the bottom, which for me, I like because this is where I'm going to be reaching more often than not, is in this stuff right here. If you're shorter, you may not like it quite as much just because it does sit up pretty high in this floor plan, because, well, they give you huge storage down below. So again, you know, let me know your thoughts. Do you think this is going to be too high for you to access some of this? Do you like the storage? I'm personally a fan of the storage, but I could see where it could also be an issue. You have the microwave right over to the side of that, hood directly underneath, plus the 3-burner cooktop here. Oven, you know, again, nothing to write home about, but it'll do in a pinch. If you need to cook some muffins or cupcakes, that will allow it to happen. Thermoformed countertops, which are going to be a step above T-mold. Definitely not quite as nice as solid surface, but it is going to be lighter. And, you know, the Jay Flight line is meant to be a little bit lighter weight. You also see a high-rise pull-out faucet. You have your composite sink here. Underneath, at first, I thought I was going to have enough space for a trash can, but upon further inspection, man, it'd be a pretty small one because the plumbing kind of gets in the way. So maybe you can sneak a small one in there, but you know, again, I would have liked to have seen just a little more space. You do get pretty good storage across the top, though, which I like. And of course, you'll stay nice and cool thanks to the central AC. And that one does have a quick dump feature. So the kids are going to have a spot to sleep, and that's what is right back here. You have over double bunks, and something I love about Jayco is that they reinforce their bunks. You have 600-pound weight capacity on each one of these bunks. So not only are they great for kids, they're also good for adults. If you take this for like a fishing weekend, wine weekend, whatever it may be, or if your kids are just grown, you have a spot for them to still sleep. There's USB ports top and bottom as well, so you can charge cell phones. There is storage underneath here. You have to just lift the bed up. There's a little finger slot there, so you can access the storage. It's just not super accessible. It's kind of tough to get to because this doesn't open. You don't really have another door. So while it's there, I really would have liked to have seen just a better way to access the storage. Over to the side, though, is going to be the bathroom. And one of the things I think they did really well in the bathroom here is they turned the toilet on an angle. This gives you a lot more legroom than having it straight on. Plenty of shoulder space here as well. And I like the additional storage they built in with the shelves. Toilet paper holder is already installed too, which again, that I don't have to try to hunt for a spot for one. A little bit of storage underneath the sink here too. Now for countertops, they did go for a T-mold in here. Again, this being a price-sensitive unit, they're trying to just kind of cut some price in little places where they can, and this is one of those places here. You'll see the mirrored medicine cabinet right up top, LED lights there as well. And then when we step in the shower, this is probably my favorite part of this whole bathroom. This shower is massive. I mean, if I turn sideways and I'm up against the wall, look how much space I still have here. There is no way I'm touching the curtain. Love the size of this shower. The curtain, not a huge fan of, just it's going to get water everywhere. But honestly, I will take it if I can get this size shower. Massive skylight up here too. So it's 6 foot tall. It's not a problem. And it's a tankless water heater. So I can just sit here and take a shower all day. All right, in the center here is the queen bed. That does have easy access storage underneath with strut support, so you can get in there with just one hand. Now, one of my favorite parts about this bedroom is all the walking room I have right down here. Far too often, this is just jammed right up against the wall, and with someone like myself with a big butt, you're just not squeezing through here. That's not the case. Everywhere around the bed, I have really good space. Big fan of that. You'll also see a private secondary entrance for the bedroom here. That way, when the slide is closed, if you need to pull over and be able to take a nap, you can do so by entering this door without having to open the slide up. If we take a look at the storage, you have some different storage options depending on the side. On the camp side here, you have a pair of shelves. The far side will be a wardrobe. You'll also see some additional storage right up top here, as well as a couple of LED lights. As for charging, both sides will have USB ports and 120 outlets. All right, let's take a look at some of the outside features. Right up front is a power tongue jack. Behind that, two 30-pound propane bottles with a cover. At this price point, that is something you normally do not get, so that is definitely a big feature. Same thing right back here, you'll see two batteries, which is wonderful. Coming up the front is diamond plating, helping to protect that front end. And coming around to the side, you'll also see that this one has camera prep. Again, something oftentimes you don't see at this price point. Opening up the pass-through, well, let me take this box of stuff out of here just to give you a better view, but you can see it's pretty open. That's pretty good space in there. There's also a light on this side, so if you're accessing anything at night, you have slightly better visibility. Moving our way back a little bit, here you'll see the secondary entrance with the fold-out 3 steps, a smaller grab handle right here. The back, of course, is going to be our primary. I'll show you that in just a minute. Large awning here with an LED light strip, couple outside speakers, and if you want to watch TV, you'll see that you have a mount here, so you can actually take the same TV that's inside, drop it right out here. That way you don't have to have a separate TV. Connections for that are going to be right underneath. Fresh tank fill will be located right there. Got a nice little cover, kind of handy. Make our way back a little further, you'll see aluminum rims. One of the things I love about Jayco is that they put a good quality tire on there. That is a Goodyear Endurance. You're looking at a 225/75 15-inch tire, and that one has an E load rating on it. The main entrance is going to be right back here. You have the Lippert solid step. That first tread is nice and big, so that way as you're stepping out, you have a little more space to step on. It's also better for pets as well. Then you have the foldable grab handle here. Something else I really like about Jayco is even at this price point, they still give you a window, and it is a large window. I know that seems minor, but when we're talking about price point, the things like that really can make a pretty big difference, and I'm glad they're able to put that in there. You can see the refrigerator right out here for the outside kitchen, some additional little countertop space. You do get a nice deep drawer, which is kind of handy, and you have the slide-out capital grill here, which actually comes out pretty darn far, so that it's not right up against the outside kitchen. I think that's pretty smart. Far too often, manufacturers will put them so close that you're just going to get grease and everything all over. Not the case here, so hats off to them. Underneath, a couple different things I want to hit on. One is, believe it or not, they actually have the most expensive stabilizer jacks you can get on a travel trailer. Those are called the Quick Drop, and even though I don't think they're necessarily that much faster than power stabilizer jacks, they're definitely going to be faster than manual jacks, and they are intended to be used with a power drill. It has an upgraded screw, so you're not going to strip it like you oftentimes will on manual jacks. Propane quick connect is underneath there. It's meant for the griddle, but if you have your own griddle or grill you want to bring, you can certainly use that too. It does have a rear-mounted ladder on here, so you can climb up onto the fully walkable roof, 250-pound weight capacity, but the fact they actually still give you a ladder when so many other manufacturers are going to just ladder prep, big fan of that. Right in the back here is a spray port, so you have some water access. That's your tankless water heater right there. You can see the 50-amp detachable power cord here, as well as a spare tire mounted to the bumper. Definitely one of the easiest places to access it. Backup camera prep on here, along with that side camera prep we saw earlier. Cable TV inlet will be right up here. You also see this one has a black tank flush to make it nice and easy to wash out the black tank. Outside shower with hot and cold water access and a city water inlet. And maybe you're thinking, Ian, I love this thing. I think it's perfect for me and my family, but how much is it? Well, I actually have a pretty easy answer for you. All you have to do is click on the link in the description, and not only will it show you inventory closest to you, but it'll also give you that price.